Candle Squad. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday, you guys. Thank you for joining. Please hit that like button if you're just joining. So, you guys, it is Friday. I hope everybody's going to have a great day at work. I hope everything is going to be cool. But I came on late last night because have been some breaking news. There was some arrests made with the two gentlemen. Well, I shouldn't even call them gentlemen, with the two thugs that unalived little Ronnie and his daughter. So that was breaking news. Last night I heard that it was one, but now we're hearing that it's two. So that's some good news. But there's a new arrest, you guys. There's some new info. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Caleb Wilson situation. I talked about that earlier in the week when the story first broke. You guys got to bear with me because I am not at home. I'm in a hotel room. I'm in Orlando, and the streaming is a little shaky. So I do appreciate you being here with me. There's been some updates in the excuse me, in the Caleb Wilson arrest, and I saw that on the Neighborhood Talk. So let me share this screen. This is really sad. All of these murders are sad and unnecessary, especially in this instance where this guy was in college, Southern University, trying to pledge, and then I know his family was shocked and mortified that this young man ended up unalive. It's just crazy. I mean, this is sad. But let's see. Let's go on and get into the story. So I hope you guys can see that. I know it's a little small, but this is on the Neighborhood Talk, and it says a graduate of Southern University and member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity has been arrested in connection to the death of Caleb Wilson, has been charged with criminal hazing and manslaughter. And you see this guy right here. So Caleb I think he was a junior. So he was also in the marching band. And from the pictures that you see of him, he looks like a small guy, right? And you could see this big Negro right here. Look at him. Kind of, you can't see a full body picture, but you could tell. I mean, he looks like a damn grown man. Caleb was a young man. I mean, he hadn't finished college. He was in the marching band. He looked kind of petite. Not petite, but you know what I'm saying. He didn't look like a big guy. But, I mean, that's crazy, right? And so he was a graduate of Southern University as well, a member of the fraternity. And for those of you that have pledged, or if you don't know, I mean, for those of you who don't know, because the people who have pledged before, they know, hazing is really against policy. You're not supposed to haze because you have incidents like this. I think a few years ago, we had a young lady who they were at a beach or something and she couldn't swim and she went into the water anyway and ended up drowning, which was like, why would you do that? And it was like at midnight. And they do these kind of rituals just to, initiate people, but it's really sad and it's really unnecessary. But anyway, the Neighborhood Talk, it says, neighbors, last month we reported on a story about a college student, Caleb Wilson, who sadly passed away after he was punched in the chest during an off-campus pledging ritual for the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Well, one man is currently in police custody in connection with the incident. According to WAFB, Caleb McCrae, a former Southern University student and member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, has been arrested, has been hit with 2 charges, criminal hazing and manslaughter. I mean, I don't even know what to say because this was so unnecessary. I know the family is just sick. His family is just sick, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you don't have to do this. You don't, like, first of all, the pledgee is not supposed to participate in the hazing, but how bad could he have punched him? But what we know is that allegedly what happened was let me go back. Let me take you guys to the story of what originally happened so you can have the backstory. Because initially the pledges lied. That's the problem. First of all, hazing is wrong, but they also lied about what happened after Caleb allegedly he had a seizure. And so let me see. Okay, so I'm going to share this story right here. And you guys, like I said, I apologize if it's a little low. I am in a hotel and my connection is a little bit janky, y'all. I apologize. Okay, so now it's just going through the this is the
From the WFBI team now, some shocking new details are emerging as tied to the death of that Southern University student, Caleb Wilson. Our sources tell the I-Team the story that the fraternity members initially told police about where Wilson collapsed, that whole story was fabricated.
This is something the I-Team broke this morning. Our chief investigator, Chris Nakamoto, is here now with the big lie fraternity members allegedly told police.
Good evening. Initially, fraternity members of Omega Psi Phi told police that Caleb Wilson collapsed at the North Sherwood Breck Park. But today, the I-Team learned Wilson and the frat members were never at that park. Instead, we're told they were at a warehouse when Wilson collapsed and fell unresponsive. 20-year-old Caleb Wilson's death did not have to happen, according to sources with direct knowledge of it. The scholar and member of the Human Jukebox had a bright future ahead of him. The I-Team learned tonight Wilson was among at least 9 pledges in a line during an unsanctioned off-campus fraternity ritual, when each one was allegedly forced to take blows to the chest. Those sources say Wilson collapsed and began having a seizure, and that's when a cover-up ensued. When Wilson was hit, some of those fraternity members brought him to the hospital, and it was doctors at Baton Rouge General who called police about Wilson's death. That's when Baton Rouge police opened an investigation. Initially, police were told the incident happened at a Breck Park on North Sherwood. But tonight, the I-Team learned that was all a fabrication. The pledges and the fraternity brothers were never at that Breck Park at all, and met at an off-site location to concoct the story about the Breck Park. Omega Psi Phi issued a statement last week extending profound sorrow and condolences for Wilson's death, and said they are working to gather accurate information. According to the East Baton Rouge Parish Coroner's Office, the cause and manner of death are currently undetermined and pending further study and testing. Our sources say there are multiple individuals that were responsible for the unsanctioned off-campus fraternity ritual, but not all will face the same level of involvement. We're told it's a possibility that criminal charges could come depending on the involvement of those who took part and for the cover-up. For the WAFBI team, I'm Chris Nakamoto. Guys.
Okay, so there you see it. That was before they actually found out who did it. So here's the story. It says sources with knowledge of the investigation into Southern University Caleb's death told WAFAB I-Team Tuesday the story was initially told that he collapsed at the Breck Park. So the guys initially lied about it. They said that he had just collapsed. Sources said pledges with Omega Psi Phi were actually at a warehouse in Baton Rouge when Wilson was punched in the chest and collapsed. He was later pronounced unalive by doctors at an area hospital. There were 9 pledges in a line during an unsanctioned fraternity ritual, and each one was allegedly forced to take blows to the chest unsanctioned. Just it's not something that they should have been doing. And they knew that. They know that. Hey, Queen Sugar, good morning. Hey, girl, I'm out here with all these damn roaches. Okay, no, I'm just playing. But yeah, I'm trying to I don't usually come on this early, but I was doing a late one last night. Nobody showed up. I'm doing an early one. Ain't nobody showing up. So I'll probably come on at my regular time later in the day. But I just wanted to get this story out because this one is crazy. It says there were 9 pledges in a line during an unsanctioned fraternity ritual, and each one was allegedly forced to take blows to the chest. And sources said when Wilson was hit, Sources with knowledge of the event said he reportedly collapsed to the ground and began having a seizure. Now, see, this is the problem where they're going to get into trouble. Instead of them immediately calling 911 and getting some help, because this young guy, maybe he could have been saved if he was having a seizure. Like maybe, if they had got the paramedics on the scene in time enough, maybe he would not have lost his life. But the fact that they tried to cover it up, they took him to the hospital, didn't even let the ambulance come to him. Like, it's going to be so many people in trouble on this one. It's Wilson 20 of Kenner, Louisiana, was a junior at Southern University majoring in mechanical engineering and a member of the university's band, also known as the Human Jukebox. So he's a nice looking, just, I'm going to say a kid to me because, he's very young, right? They said he was brought to the hospital, pronounced unalive. The fraternity brothers that brought Wilson to the hospital gathered at an Now, after all of this happened, and it sounds just like what they do in the movies, right? You know how in the movies they get together. Wait, let me see. Queen Sugar saying water bugs. Okay. I know, Queen Sugar. I don't know why they're still doing hazing either, because they're not supposed to, and they know it. I'm a member of a sorority, and they even, the onus is on the sorority or the fraternity, but they even tell you that you're not supposed to participate in the hazing if you know it's wrong. So, these guys are impressionable. They're college students. They're young. They desperately want to be part of the fraternity or the sorority. Because on college campuses, it's a big deal, especially at these HBCUs. Hell, you in a fraternity, man. Like, I know my daughter went to Hampton, and there's just certain areas that, like, the fraternity guys and the sorority girls can walk. Like, it's just a big deal. It's like you got clout on campus. So I understand it, but it needs to stop, and it's really ridiculous. It says the sources with direct knowledge of the investigation said that's where the story was created, that Wilson collapsed at the park. So they all got together and lied. And y'all, we've seen movies like this, right? Where those people, something happened, those rituals, and then they go lie and get together. But the good thing about this one, y'all, is the perpetrator, this guy right here. It says former Southern University student arrested in connection with the hazing death. And this is a news alert. Baton Rouge, sources confirm one person is in custody in connection with the death of Southern University student.
Find the perfect hotel for you on Booking.com. Choose from hundreds of filters and book with.
All right, let's get you going here, folks. This morning, this man waking up behind bars. Baton Rouge police say Caleb McCrae has been arrested now in connection to the alleged hazing death of 20-year-old Southern student Caleb Wilson. According to investigators, McCrae is a former Southern student himself, member of the Omega Psi Phi fraternity. He's facing charges of criminal hazing and manslaughter. Baton Rouge police say there will be a news conference about the investigation 10:30 this morning. You'll be able to watch it right here on WAFB. Also bringing you updates online as well. We're told officials will be considering charging possibly at least 3 people who were present that night, so more arrests could follow.
I don't know if you guys could hear because it's probably low. I don't have my regular speakers and everything, but there's going to be a press conference and they're going to talk about it at 10:30. So hopefully I'll be able to go check it out. No, Queen Sugar, he wasn't a student. He was a grad student. He had already graduated. He was alumni. So he was a member of the fraternity. But, they always have like the alumni or the bigs come. And then, the guys that, okay, you said the volume is good. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, he had already pledged. And so he was like probably his big brother. I'm assuming that he was assigned to him. Now, you guys, the crazy thing about it, let me see. Let me go back here. They have the same name. Well, first name. Caleb Wilson is the guy who passed, and Caleb McCrae was the former Southern University member of Omega Psi fraternity who was arrested. So that's crazy to me. At first I said, I wonder, because they went to the same university, same first name. I was like, could it be a daddy had, because Caleb Wilson, the young man who was unalived, his dad is a sheriff, right? So I'm thinking, I was like, well, hell, sometimes these men be having babies by different people. I don't know. Could they be related? I don't know. Earlier, people were just kind of making speculation that, they're in a small town. Like, that's just weird that they both have the same last name, Anyway, I guess more details will come out. Why did he hit him so hard? Did Caleb have some underlying health condition that would have caused him to seize? And it really doesn't matter, because they should not have been hazing. But this is a crazy case. So many people were hoping that, they would make an arrest. And so clearly they did. It says sources tell us Caleb McCrae, a graduate student and member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity, has been arrested. McCrae is charged with criminal hazing and manslaughter. We were previously informed that the charges being considered in this case range from hazing to manslaughter. Manslaughter carries the most serious consequences of up to 40 years in prison upon conviction. So damn, he's facing some steep time. And just like the guy just said, there may be other people implicated in this as well. Some of the other students, like, who knows, but he said up to 3 people. So it says McCrae's lawyer issued a statement addressing the charges being brought against his client. I definitely want to see the and this is a statement from this, from the state of Louisiana versus Caleb McCrae. So that's a press release from the law firm. Oh, okay, from the law firm. Let me go ahead and read it. Let me make it a little bit bigger. I thought it was from the school because they had already issued a press release. So this is the lawyer of Caleb McCrae, and it's Robinson Law Firm, and it says, as legal counsel for Caleb McCrae, I wish to address the charges that have been brought against my client in connection with the tragic death of Caleb Wilson. First and foremost, we extend our deepest condolences to the Wilson family. The loss of such bright light is an immeasurable tragedy, and our hearts go out to all who knew and loved Caleb Wilson. The charges brought against Mr. Caleb McCrae are serious, and we acknowledge the gravity of this matter. However, it's essential to remember that an accusation is not proof of guilt. Well, goddamn, if the man hit him and he's gone, how much more proof we need, sir? Like, I get these attorneys, but sir, somebody ended up unalive at a hazing event. We're not rushing to judgment. Something mother-ucking happened, okay? At this time, I have not been presented with any evidence to support such serious accusations. Well, let me give you the proof. The boy is gone, okay? I maintain my client's innocence and urge the public to withhold rushing to judgment until all evidence is heard. Many young lives in our community have been altered by this tragedy. The impact has been felt throughout Southern University, particularly within the renowned Southern University marching band. Yeah, he was a member of the marching band, the Human Beatbox. And among all families involved, Mr. McCrae should be afforded the opportunity to establish his innocence. I don't know how. I'm gonna leave that part alone because maybe there's some legal loophole. I don't know. I maintain my client's innocence and urge the public to withhold rushing to judgment until all the evidence is heard. Many young lives in our community have been altered by this tragedy. The impact has been felt throughout Southern University, particularly within the renowned Southern University marching band. Okay, I already read that. At this time, we are thoroughly reviewing all evidence and circumstances surrounding this case. We are committed to ensuring that all facts are properly examined and that due process is followed. Many details being reported in the media may be incomplete, false, or lack proper contents. Yeah, okay. Mr. McCray and his family will not be making public statements during this difficult time. We ask that their privacy be respected as the legal proceedings move forward. Any further inquiries should be directed to our office. Our thoughts remain with those affected by this tragedy, and we are committed to ensuring that justice is served through a fair and thorough process. So this guy already has legal counsel. He's already been represented. Queen Sugar says, hopefully this will help. I know they really, oh, thank you. Yes, girl, hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you to my co-host. I appreciate that. My moderator is not in. I didn't hit her up because usually I don't come on this early, but thank you, Queen Sugar. And you guys, Queen Sugar, put your channel, because I'll be getting the name wrong. Put your channel in the chat and I'll read it so people can go follow you too. I know it's not a lot of people in here now, but if they do the replay, they can go follow you. And it's King Code TV, right? Y'all know I'm old. I be forgetting stuff. I don't be seeing stuff right. But yeah, you guys, this is crazy. There's gonna be a press conference. It's still early. Let me see. I don't even know what time it is. It's 6 o'clock. It's almost 7 o'clock at home where I am. So this is early for me. But I might come back for the press conference. I might, come on live and get myself together so I can show my face. But this is crazy. But you guys, on another story, and so you guys already know that they allegedly made an arrest last night in that whole Little Ronnie incident. They captured, let me see. Y'all know about this already, I'm sure. They said they captured one of the guys, but I heard, y'all, that they actually got both of them, but I haven't been able to confirm it yet. But let me go back here. Let me see. I'm pretty sure you guys know about this one. Where is it? Hold on, you guys. Okay. So it says Little Ronnie murder, one suspect arrested. So, and this is the guy, the one they arrested is the one that was wanted for, he had some assault charges against a woman. He was a registered offender, y'all. So I'm really glad they got him.
A manhunt is underway for two capital murder suspects who killed a father and daughter in Forest Hill. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. Police say 24-year-old Adonis Robinson and 21-year-old Jacoby Russell are responsible for shooting and killing a local rapper, Ronnie Sibley, and his 5-year-old daughter Monday at a car wash. Fox 4's Dion Anglin has the latest from police. Dion.
Steve, the police chief here in Forest Hill says the search is on for the two men responsible for this double murder. The chief also called them cowards.
The search is on, but the has apprehended one.
Two capital murder suspects are now identified and subjects of a manhunt.
They're scared. They're cowards. They're hiding.
They are 24-year-old Adonis Robinson and 21-year-old Jacoby Russell, both of Fort Worth. Investigators say the two are the gunmen captured by surveillance cameras at a car wash Monday during the ambush and double murder of music rap artist Ronnie Sibley and his 5-year-old daughter, Armani.
We have public enemy number one, Adonis Robinson, who is also a registered sex offender. Public enemy number two, Jacoby Russell, who's on the run.
Public records show Robinson was arrested in 2019 and later convicted for the violent assault of a woman who was walking along a trail near Marine Creek Reservoir. Forest Hill police will not speculate on a motive in the double murders, nor will they say if or how the suspects and victims are connected, pointing out the Texas Rangers are the lead agency in the investigation.
Based on the music industry that he's a part of, it is all part of the investigation. And like I said earlier, we're on a fact-finding base. Everything that's being put out is being reviewed and analyzed by the Texas Rangers.
We know from surveillance images obtained by TMZ that...
Okay, so I'm not going to play that. The mother has asked that people stop playing that. So let's look at this one.
Texas Rangers just
Sorry, you guys.
The rapper and his 5-year-old daughter here in East Texas. Good evening. Thanks for being here. I'm Brennan Gurley. They arrested Adonis Robinson in Livingston, a city an hour north of Houston. Investigators used this video from a Forest Hill car wash to identify the suspects. It shows Ronnie Sibley, known by his rap name Little Ronnie, trying to get away while being shot at. Sibley's daughter, Ramani, was in the car and was also killed. Robinson faces capital murder charges. Police are still looking for the second suspect, Jacoby Russell.
So I hope you guys can hear that. They're saying the one guy was arrested and they're still looking for the second suspect. I've seen on different outlets that the second guy was arrested as well. I don't know. I haven't confirmed it yet. But anyway, yes, you guys go follow King Cole TV, Queen Sugar in the house. Y'all hit the like button. I'm not going to be on much longer, but it's King Cole TV. They have a lot of fun over there. Girl, that's what I did a video, I think, like before I left home, and we were watching Gigi, man, and Gigi was getting in their ass about it. Like Gigi was saying, and Gigi is Messy Sweet Spot. Like, why would you take your daughter? You know, I don't want to speak too bad about the guy because, you know, I mean, rest in peace, rest his soul. Like, nobody deserves to die. But if you knew there was beef and they was making threats, like, yeah, why would you take your daughter? Like, you testing a gangster and they tested you. And then some people said that, and these are just rumors that are out in the universe, y'all. Some people are saying he took the daughter, like saying, oh, if I got my baby, I know they're not like you. These they don't have no rules. Like Tupac tried to make rules like civilians don't mess with women and children and stuff. But this younger crew, they don't honor shit. They don't care. It's like if you were about that life, then you know that's what you do, but don't bring your family in it. Most of the gangsters back in the day, I think in the mafia too, you know, and even like the big drug dealers, they would keep their wives and their family somewhere like in the suburbs, right? You know, they didn't even want people to know where their family was. So why would you take your baby? I like that he was a great dad because there are videos of him going to his daughter's school and stuff. Y'all hit the like button, please get the likes up. But still, like, you took your daughters in harm's way, and if you up here, if they like, people are saying he's innocent, why did they do it? Exactly, why did they do it? But his music, which still shouldn't be, but these men know what kind of activities they involved in. They know what kind of gang life they involved in. If they warned your ass, why would you take your baby? That's the furthest thing. But again, the baby, may she rest in peace, the little angel. She was so innocent. And I think that's why so many people are pissed about this, because that was a child. You know, I don't know if the guys saw her in the car. It don't matter. But just the fact that she lost her life. But you guys, as a mother, come on now. Y'all know that mother, I said she probably has to be sedated. I know she's sick. You know, I can't even imagine. Y'all, I am right now, my daughter is 24 mother-ucking years old. I am in Orlando, Florida. I flew here for no motherfucking purpose other than to chaperone her on the airplane because I'm so afraid that these planes are falling out the sky and I just have too much anxiety. It's like, nah, you can't go by I can't let you go. I won't be at peace. She had to travel, you know, for her job. So it's like, and my kid is grown and I'm over here. I'm in Florida looking like a damn fool, y'all, with these damn bugs. Okay. Shit, I barely could take a shower. I take a 2-second shower because they told me the water bugs be coming out of the drain. So I'm scared that these mother duckers gonna come out while I'm in the shower. But I'm just saying, my point is that, you know, as a parent, we do everything to protect our children, even when we go above and beyond. I'm just saying. And so I don't know how careless or how anybody would think it's okay to have your child when you play when there's gunplay, when people are threatening you. And now I don't know. There's a whole dispute. There was a video that came out where somebody was talking about, we told you don't come to that. don't come to that gas station, that, right? Y'all saw it, and he talking shit. Well, Queen Sugar say they not coming out when you. No, girl, listen, Queen Sugar. Okay, well, okay. Anyway, so another YouTuber, I forget the guy's name, he was saying, because he knows more about this, he follows these guys. He said that video about where the guy is saying, we warned you not to come to the car wash, that they weren't talking to him per se. They was talking about somebody else. I don't know, but I feel like he knew enough, and it was a car wash allegedly in his own neighborhood. So you should take your ass to the car wash by your house. It's too much. It's nonsense. But back to Queen Sugar saying the roaches are not coming out in the shower. Girl, last night when I went to the because I was trying to be slick, right? I was like, oh, I got roaches. I may need to leave this hotel because I want to go stay in a nicer one, right? I want to try to get a room where my daughter is staying if they get any, their book because of the convention. So I'm up there telling them, listen, I got roaches. And the lady was like, no, ma'am. I'm like, what? And she's like, no, those are water bugs. And I said, okay, well, I'm not familiar with them. They look like roaches to me. I'm scared. I can't sleep. I got to sleep with the damn lights on, like with roaches, because if you got roaches, if you leave the lights on, allegedly they won't come out at night. Roaches don't come out at night. Roaches come out at night. You know that, right? So I'm thinking. So she tells me, this is what she told me. I said, ma'am, I could barely get a decent shower because, I'm just scared. I don't know what's going on. Because the water bug, I call it a roach. They call it a water bug. It was in the bathroom. So she tells me, oh, well, don't worry about it. The people who were there before you, listen to this shit, y'all. The people who were there before you probably was washing their clothes and got a lot of water in the tub. Huh? I'm like, y'all, I live in California. I be hearing Florida is crazy. I don't know, because I've only been to Florida a couple times, like to go on trips and stuff. So I don't know. I don't have family here, so I don't visit. So I don't know. But I always hear that Floridians are off the chain. So I'm like saying, I'm looking at this woman wash their clothes in the bathtub. What? In a hotel? I have never heard of no ish like that ever before in my life. Who washes their clothes in a bathtub in a hotel? You could go to the nearest laundry. You could go to the cleaners. Some hotels even have hotel laundering service. So that girl, exactly. That took me out right. So now you got me withstanding. You got roaches. And now you want me to get in a bathtub where people washing their nasty, dirty clothes too? Although I have my shower shoes. I'm just like, this is too much. I need to be on a red eye back home because y'all, it's crazy. First of all, I have my disposable sheets, which I have all of that. I got all of my cleaning supplies, my bleach, my wipes, my hand wipes, my bed bug spray, but I didn't bring no damn roach spray. You know what I'm saying? I did not anticipate it would be those type of bugs, but I have everything else. I got more cleaning supplies than I got clothes in my suitcase. But anyway, yeah, it's crazy. Just the fact that this young man did not use better discernment in taking care of his child. I know the mother is sick. But on another note, you guys, there's another developing story. Let me take you here. I don't know if you guys remember this story. So do you guys remember the story? Let me go ahead and let me share this. I apologize, you guys, for coughing too. Do you guys remember that case where the two children allegedly froze to death in the car? It was in Detroit, and the mother was at the casino. And now the only thing I don't remember is if y'all could let me know, please hit the like button. Let's please get the likes up. What I don't remember is if the mother was in the car with them. Did she leave and go somewhere and come back? I don't remember. So that's a detail of the case that I'm a little shaky on. But it says the two children froze to death in the car. Remember, in the family vehicle, they died from car. So everybody thought they froze to death, the initial story, right? So the mother, the father, remember they interviewed the dad, and his sorry ass was talking about, she said can I keep them? But she didn't say what she needed. Negro, if the woman said, can you keep them? That's a cry for help. Again, if a parent tells the other parent, can you help me out here? What, it's your child. Like it's not a thing. What do you mean? What does she need to tell you? Like, that's your responsibility. And y'all know what? I really feel like, I don't like Trump. I don't like him, but I hope to God that they make some new laws that anytime people have children, both, I don't give a damn if you together or not. It's your parental responsibility to make sure your children are good. And if something happens to them, both parents are going to be blamed. Now, maybe one take the bigger burden than the other one. Yeah, okay. You said she was in the car. Okay. Yeah. I didn't know if she was in the car or not. I didn't know why they died, but she didn't. I didn't understand that if she was there. But I feel like all parents, all parties involved need to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if the father wasn't there, then were you checking on your children? What were you doing? What's your role? Y'all need to quit having these damn babies. I was a unwed mother, so I'm not knocking people, but my daughter's dad, we co-parented. Like, y'all got to all be responsible. You can't be making babies and just hop up and run off. You cannot do it. And they need to make some laws that men are just as accountable. If your kids are living in squalor filth and your ass is up here popping off with Gucci shades and sagging your pant, you responsible. Your kids should have a pillow under their head in a safe place to sleep. And if the mother ain't doing her job, then you go get yourself some help to make sure your kids are good. I'm tired of this ish with these children. But anyway, that's just me going off. But y'all, here's the thing about it. So it says that, okay, so let me read the story. It says 2 children who police said froze to death at Greektown Casino in their family vehicle died from carbon monoxide. So the story is changing, y'all. So now it's like carbon, like, why would it be carbon monoxide? Now, my only thing is that maybe she was running the motor to try to keep them warm. Because I saw one report, and they said now it's like an investigation. He didn't say a murder investigation, but it's kind of like he was alluding to that. Like, now it's suspicious and we got to figure out what happened, because what they're saying is like, the kids didn't survive carbon monoxide. Where were you? What happened? Why did you survive? Was it neglect, or did you do something? I think that's the road that they're going down. I just saw this yesterday, so I don't know where they're going with this, but it sounds like they kind of are looking at it suspicious. It says, well, we know on February 10th, Tiona Williams and her family were experiencing homelessness, were inside their van at Detroit's Greektown Casino, inside were her 5 children. Williams first discovered one of her kids was not breathing that morning. The van had run out of gas and turned off some. See, if the car turned off and was out of gas, where's the carbon monoxide coming in? The van had run out of gas and turned off sometime in the night, leading to lethal temperatures inside of the vehicle and the mom's tragic discovery. As a family member transported the child to the hospital, they got a phone call that another kid was also not breathing. Both the 2-year-old and the 9-year-old were pronounced unalive at the hospital. What they're saying, officials believe that the 2 of them froze to death, but medical examiners confirmed that the 2 children actually died from carbon monoxide toxicity. Their deaths have been ruled accidental. Attorney Todd Perkins, who is also running for Detroit for mayor, weighed in on the highly publicized tragedy. Everyone wants answers because as a community, we have lost long lives, and we are all hurting because of that. Now, before this report, maybe about a week or 2 ago, I saw another video where they had given her housing, because I believe she has other children. And so they had given her a house and they had raised money, and she hadn't been arrested or anything. It looks like they were trying to help her, but I don't know what's going to happen now. This is crazy. I don't know what's going to happen now. Hey y'all, welcome. My co-host is in the chat. Lulu, welcome, Lulu. You guys, please don't forget to go follow Lulu's Divine Flow. Lulu, you know this is early, girl. I don't usually get on this early, and I be hating to bother Lulu, so I didn't let her know. But thank you. I know I don't be wanting to bother you unless it's like at a decent time, And I'm in Florida now, girl. I'm out here with these damn roaches, girl. I'm in Florida. And yeah, so I didn't want to bother you, but thank you for joining. I'm probably gonna go live a little bit later after I get myself together. I mean, I look a mess. I can barely shower because of all these bugs all over. I'm putting a tin on. I'm putting some extra sauce on it. But thank you for joining. So earlier we talked about and, oh yeah, Lulu and Queen Sugar. I follow her, and her channel with her husband is called King Code TV. So that's new family right there. And y'all go follow Lulu at Lulu's Divine Flow on YouTube. So everybody follow each other. Let's support each other. But excuse me, you guys. Oh, Lulu. So what I was saying is, so we talked about Caleb Wilson. Remember the other night we were talking about that young guy that was hazing, that got hazed, and he ended up dying. They made an arrest in that. So that's a good thing. The guy who unalived him, his name is Caleb McCrae. So he was arrested. So that's good news. We're happy about that. But there's going to be a press conference. Hopefully I can get myself together and catch it. It's going to be at actually it's going to be in a minute, so I might as well, maybe I should just stay on. I think it's 10:30. Oh, you know what, it's on CST time, so it's probably about another hour or so, but they're going to do a press conference and talk about it. And then the other news we talked about was the fact that one of the suspects in the Little Ronnie incident was arrested. Some people are saying that both of them have been apprehended, but I can't confirm that. So Lulu says, I just up to you, Queen. Oh, okay. Queen Sugar, Lulu just joined. Me and Lulu, that's my co-host. She keeps me on point. So, when I'm over in your chat, sometimes Lulu might be there as well. But you guys, please give her a follow back as well. Lulu has a lot of positive, motivational messages when you get down. When I be depressed, I just go click on Lulu. She has those little sayings, real short with the little music, prayers to get you through the day, y'all, because it be tough. But anyway, you guys, y'all know I'm crazy. I be forgetting what I be talking about. Okay. So back to this lady. They said the deaths have been ruled as accidental. Anthony Todd Perkins, who was also running for Detroit mayor, weighed in on the highly publicized tragedy. Everyone wants answers because as a community, we have lost long lives and we are all hurting because of that. Sources close to the investigation tell Fox 9 the 9-year-old boy. Oh, see, now this is where the people are starting to kind of side eye her and where it's kind of taking a turn about, was it an accident or was it something a little bit more suspicious, as they say over on the lounge? The 9-year-old boy was covered in lice and the toddler's teeth were rotted. Both did not have proper clothing. So they're talking about neglect and, it's starting to take a turn. So I don't know what's going to happen. Williams did try to reach out to the city's homeless services for help over the years. Sounds to me that she was trying to keep her family together. That's her perspective. Another person's perspective could be that she should have known better. She should have fought harder to get into a shelter. But do we want to do that in this situation? So some people are starting to kind of side eye what happened. What we don't know, it is unknown what led to the carbon monoxide exposure, and investigation is still ongoing. So this is her crying. She needed help. She did say she asked the city for help. She asked the father for help. But, okay, let's just watch this. Let me be quiet.
I'm attorney Mark Bernstein. Our no-fee guarantee is simple. There's never a fee until we win.
Commercial down. It's just kind of crazy. The kids covered it with, they have lice and stuff. Like some stuff people are not going to really understand. Okay, you guys, hold on. Let me.
Heartbreaking case of two children who died inside a van in a Detroit parking garage.
The Wayne County Medical Examiner says they did not freeze to death, like a lot of people thought. Fox 2's Jessica Dubnak explains why the official cause of death is still causing concern.
Official cause of death has been released as carbon monoxide toxicity. That means on the children's death certificate it will be listed as an accident. However, the criminal investigation is still ongoing. Until Wednesday, the theory was the Curry siblings froze to death last month in the parking garage at the Hollywood Casino in Greektown. The Wayne County Medical Examiner releasing its cause of death, carbon monoxide toxicity. That's all they said on the deaths of 2-year-old Amilla Curry and 9-year-old Darnell Curry.
Everyone wants answers because as a community, we've lost young lives.
Attorney Todd Perkins, who's also running for Detroit mayor, weighing in on the highly publicized tragedy. We've confirmed with Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office the criminal investigation into the children's death is active and open.
Her office is going to want to come to a point where they feel very confident either saying yes or no.
The family was living out of a van during the time of their death in the care of their mother, 28-year-old Tatiana Williams. Williams' other 2 children are not in her care, removed by Children's Protective Services. We're told CPS is working to permanently remove them. Sources close to the investigation tell us the 9-year-old boy was covered in lice and the toddler's teeth were rotted. Both did not have proper clothing. Williams did try to reach out to the city homeless services for help over the years.
Sounds to me that she was trying to keep her family together. That's one perspective. Another person's perspective could be she should have known better. She should have fought harder to get into a shelter and all those other things.
We did reach out to Detroit police to see if they had anything to add. We're told they're leaving it up to the prosecutor. Jessica Dubnak, Fox 2 News.
So you guys heard it. They said criminal investigation. So now, you know, it's starting to take a different turn because these kids were teeth rotted out, covered in lice. And they said she had tried to reach out for the homeless for shelter, but that could have been last year. Like, how recent was she trying to get help? So now it's looking like they could think that this woman may have done something to those kids. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, Lulu was saying that's sad. It is very, very sad. Can we hit the like button? Let's get the likes up, you guys. It is sad. But I always thought it was weird that they ended up freezing to death. And if she's in the car with them, why nothing happened to her? The story, I don't know forensics like that and pathology, but it just never made sense to me. But now that they died of carbon monoxide, people are going to wonder, how did that happen? What did you do? I'm just saying, I mean, she's the mother, you know, like, did you do something to the kids? Like that's just not normal, right? So she's being investigated. They're calling it a criminal investigation. Now they're saying they're trying to make sure she don't get those other kids back. So this lady is really gonna have a time of it. I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, if she's not, if they don't file criminal charges against her, you know. And the dad, I think something should happen to the father as well, because he was sitting up there talking about, well, she just said, can I keep them? Lulu says that's a bit questionable. So Lulu, are you saying, do you think the mother is at fault? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying that you think like it's too far of a reach to think that she did something? It's crazy, because how do those kids die of carbon monoxide if she was in the car? I don't know. And then another thing is, how close to death were they? If the kid's teeth was rotted out, they didn't have proper clothing on. He was covered in lice. It's like you were they was dang near a slow death anyway. Lulu says, how did they die? When they were all residing. I know, I think that's the problem. That's the uphill battle she's going to have to face. Queen Sugar says, I don't know, especially if her and the other 3 were wait a minute, but were the other 3 in the car too? Because okay, so y'all, I apologize. Y'all know my little homie had to travel with me. He don't like it here either. The other kids, I thought they're in CPS, that she don't have the other kids. That's what I thought. And they're trying to make sure that she never gets them back. So that's why there were some things about the story that didn't make sense to me. I probably need to go back and do a little bit more thorough research, but I thought it was just those two kids. And yeah, I don't know who else was in the car, y'all. We got to get to the bottom of this, but I think this lady is going to be facing some charges. I think they're going to take that house back. They done gave her a house. Now, if she don't have those kids, you know they're not going to let her keep the house. You know they're not going to let her keep the house. And Queen Sugar says, y'all, please get the likes up. Please hit the like button. The other three, oh, they were in the car? Well, then if they were in the car, then they can't say that she, unless, I don't know, Queen Sugar. This is crazy. Lulu says, looks sus, but I'm not going to judge her. Let's see. Yeah, you're right. You're right. I am kind of, I guess I'm just upset because, like, I understand she was trying to allegedly get help, but I've seen so many cases where of neglect, even in, like I said, and y'all know I just be transparent, in my own family, where people could have done more, you know. And I just don't think there's ever excuse to neglect children. Give them away. Like, I don't mean give them away, but don't just drag them around like that. Queen Sugar says they were treated, but in stable condition. Okay. Yes, see, I guess I just zeroed in on the two children that died and didn't really get all the details about the other children. I never heard of carbon monoxide in the car. Yeah, you can have carbon monoxide. Generally, people usually do that like in their own in their like garages or something, right? You know, they'll turn on the engine and then they'll let it run, right? And then leave the door open. Because you guys remember the lady on Love and Marriage Huntsville, the one woman the one celebrity that was, you know, they found her in her car. They said that she did that, right? Some people in her family said that she accidentally went to sleep in the car because she had gotten home like at 4 a.m. and she went to sleep in the car with it running, and she, you know, died like that. And then some people are saying that she actually took her own life. So yeah, I mean, that happens, but I don't see how carbon monoxide could have happened in this instance when the car ran out of gas. So where are they getting the fumes from? And then if they're in a parking garage, it's like it's open air. Air is flowing through it's got to be some kind of ventilation through the whole garage. So I don't know. It's really weird, you know? But Queen Sugar, she gave a good piece of information that the other kids were treated at the hospital. So I don't see how they're going to call it like it was premeditated. I don't know, right? But then again, maybe she meant to get them. I don't listen. Okay, let me shut up, y'all. Y'all gonna be cussing me out in a minute. Y'all gonna be like, girl, shut up. My mind will be going around the bend trying to figure out what happened. Because y'all know with that whole Kanika Jenkins, I almost lost my damn mind trying to solve that mystery. I was so invested in that when my parents was like, my mom was like, you need to go see a therapist because you think you some online detective. Were they eating? You mean at the time that they passed, or just in general, like what she feed? It sounds like they were being neglected. It just sounds like they were neglected. It said that they didn't have the proper clothing on. So it was just a lot going on, and it was cold. They didn't have clothing. She had reached out to the various homeless shelters. They say reached out to the dad, which he needs a straight foot in his behind, because he stood up there talking about, she didn't really say what she like. What do you mean? If you know this woman, you guys have kids together, you know her mental capacity, you know what type of mother she is. Like, you should know. You have kids with her, so her reaching out, she doesn't have to tell you, oh, I need it because A, B, C, D. You already know. You guys were in a relationship. You know, you already have an assessment of what type of woman she was. So that's why I don't like the fact that, he was standing up there interviewing like, oh, well, I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, you knew. You knew, and you should be responsible just as much as her, right? So you guys, I'm going to let's see. Lulu says I'm trying to figure out the other options that could have cost her. I know, right? I don't know. Like, there's an ongoing investigation. They said they were, going to keep everybody up to date, because I feel like I don't know. Probably because they said they're leaving it up to the I think the district attorney's office or the prosecutors, because they may want to press charges. I don't know, but they're going to let us know probably within a week or so. You said you're trying to figure that could have cost their passing. That's why I asked, were they eating? I don't think they were eating at the time, because when they found the kids, the initial reports were that they froze to death. So I think it was like they had gone to sleep. And then when she checked on them, the boy, I think the oldest one, wasn't breathing, or maybe I'm probably mixing up who they found first or whatever, but they weren't breathing, right? And they had gone to sleep. And that's why they thought that they had froze to death in their sleep. So I don't think they were eating anything. But even Lulu, I see what you're saying. Excuse me. You're saying like the whole thing, like with the Gene Hackman, like, is it like, did they eat something that could have poisoned them or something like that? That's a good point. Yeah, I don't know. But because I don't think you can, carbon monoxide is not something that you would eat something and get it. I think you would have to inhale the fumes. So I don't think they were eating. They were sleeping. I think they were sleeping. All I know is it's a tragedy. It's just so tragic. The little Ronnie incident, really glad that they captured at least one of the suspects. Like I said, we're hearing that there's 2 that they picked up. And then Caleb, that other guy, we got to wait and see the press conference is coming up. So there's probably going to be more details in that. But y'all, that's crazy. Like when this boy in the whole hazing incident, and he went down and started having a seizure, why didn't they call the ambulance? They done picked up his body, took him to the hospital. He probably died on his way to the hospital. And his dad is a sheriff. So, they're going to try to get the stiffest penalties of all for everybody involved. It's crazy because of course I don't come to Florida often. But they were showing like the weather report for Louisiana and stuff like that. So I was like, wow, I didn't realize it was so close, y'all. I'm not good with geography, y'all. I am not good with that at all. But they was showing I was like, why are they talking about weather out there, Louisiana, out here? Hell, how close are we? So that was kind of interesting. It's kind of warm and humid and stuff. The weather is nice. Yes, please hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like on your way in, hit the like on your way out. Y'all, and I thank you to everybody that showed up, because I know I'm not consistent and I know this is early, but I'll probably be back on a little bit later. I'm going to try to catch that press conference. Even if I don't catch it live, maybe I can record it and then play it so we can hear what they had to say. Because that's crazy to me. It reminds you of one of those movies, right? Where, they unalive somebody and then, they have these hoods on and all of that stuff. So I kind of want to know what happened and why didn't they respond fast enough? Why didn't they go do what they should have done? These guys are smart enough to they're smart enough to these are college kids. They know if somebody go down, what you're supposed to do. Some of these guys are football players and everything. So if something happens, you're supposed to get help. You don't just okay, Lulu says yes, come back later. Okay. And this time I will go ahead and DM you and let you know that I'm going on. But Lulu, I'm just gonna play this one last little bit of the mother. Let me share this because we were just talking about just trying to figure out what happened. It said kids died of carbon monoxide in Detroit parking garage incident. It was originally thought the children may have died of hypothermia. Okay, yeah, here's the dad with his, let me be quiet. Here's the father, you guys. Okay, well, commercial. Waiting for the commercial to pass. Let's see.
Right now, we're going to turn to our other big story of the night. A father speaking to us tonight after learning 2 of his kids died from exposure to the cold in a casino parking lot.
Yesterday, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham spoke to the mother of those 2 kids about the tragic situation.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please.
Well, tonight, Darren is getting the father's side of this story, hearing about the moment he learned 2 of his children had passed away.
Darnell Curry Sr. wiped away tears while talking with me about his children, Darnell Jr. and...
No, they haven't buried Angie Stone yet. They're going to do a big memorial. They're going to be doing 2 for her, and it's going to be broadcast so that her fans can watch it.
Amelia, and the distressing phone call he says he took from their mother, Tatiana Williams, on Monday.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital right now? They gone. I was hoping it was a sick joke, but it wasn't.
According to Detroit police, 9-year-old Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amelia died while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking garage. Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me. You know, people just didn't like too many kids at their house.
I spoke with the children's mother Tuesday evening. She told me she's been living in her vehicle for 3 months, along with her 4 kids, her mother, and 2 teenage siblings. She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to...
No, she did not. Lord, she said, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
No, it's
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
See, I saw it. That's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me.
What she need to say?
All them other side stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I...
The woman said she homeless. You already know. What more does she need to say, asshole?
I get them for a couple of days, but I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have.
Why would she reach out to your family when she reached out to you and you didn't do shit to help her? That's stupid. She knows my family. You know her, your own kids. What? She don't need to know your family. She know you, they daddy.
Like we always used to do.
He says the last time he held his children was a month or 2 ago, and that they typically FaceTime, moments he will miss.
And there's a, police investigation into this. What is it you would like to see come of this? Obviously, nothing's going to bring back your 9-year-old and your 2-year-old.
It doesn't even matter to me. Can't get them back, so it's whatever.
Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
No, you cannot get them back. Our heart aches for this family. I mean, there's so many people reaching out, trying to help. And I would just say, I mean, to anybody in our community, if your children are cold and go inside somewhere, beg for help.
Yo, she reminds me, she looked like
if you can,
like
so
one
nothing
of the
like
Jacksons.
this ever happens
I don't know.
again.
She kind of reminds me of LaToya Jackson or something. But when I had first seen him talking, I thought at first, before I got the details, I was like, it sounds to me like, I thought that maybe she had done something right and that she had kept him away. But then when he started talking about she knows my family and like she don't need to know your family, sir. She knew you. You're the daddy. It's not your family's responsibility. And 2 kids, and then he talked about she did. Man, he's a bum. I'm sorry. He shouldn't even be allowed to have a pet turtle. I swear. These type of guys, they need to Let's see. And then this is her talking about it again. These type of men, everything is on the woman. I just,
First of all, I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
The whole city is very sorry for your loss. Can you take me back to yesterday? I know this is tough.
Yesterday, it was like a normal day. We got up. We did a...
I'm sorry, you guys, but I don't know. I probably should not. Lulu says I meant she shouldn't have to ask irresponsible daddy. Exactly. You know what? And I feel sorry for this woman, but I'm sorry. It just, the emotion, it seems a little off to me, because like, I'm not having a damn press conference. No time if none of this happened around my child.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please. Please, for me, just get up. Don't do this to me. And I tried to give him CPR because I'm a senior and a medical assistant. I've worked there since I was 17. I tried to give him CPR and I was just giving him CPR. I just kept saying, Freddie, don't leave me. Don't leave me, please. I saw the green and brown stuff come out of his mouth. I instantly rushed him to the hospital. I was yelling out the window, stop, stop, stop. We got to get through traffic. My baby, he's dying. We get to the hospital. I told valet, can you go get some help? He took too long, so I got out the car to get help. They came to the car, instantly grabbed my baby on his head, get it straight.
I don't see the tears though. I mean, I'm seeing the like some emotion or, you know, reactive, but I'm not seeing the sobbing that I would expect. I'm just saying.
He's not breathing. Help. Cold blue. Everybody tried. I didn't even know my 2-year-old was dying. I was in it with my 9-year-old. And they brought her in right after they pronounced him dead.
You wiping the tears that are not there, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to call it out. You wiping tears that because she went up to wipe, but it's like, oh shit, they're not there.
My mama came to me. She said, Yaya. That's what we call her, but her name is Amelia. We just call her Yaya.
Okay, Queen Sugar with the Angie Stone reference. No more tears. I don't know. Okay, I hear you.
And they said she wasn't breathing. And they pronounced her dead too. I asked everybody for help. I called out of state. I called cities I didn't know. I called cities people asked me to call. I even asked Detroit. I've been on cam list for the longest. Everybody now wants to help. After I lost 2 kids, I've been asked for help.
I hear what she's saying, but it's the fact that the kids didn't have the clothing. The teeth was right. Like, what the hell were you doing where their teeth was rotting out? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that she needed help, but it's just, how many kids do you need to have before you realize you can't take care of them? I'm just saying. You know, these kids are not being raised; they're being drugged up, and it's the kids that suffer. I don't, you know.
I feel like it wasn't daytime. I did everything I was supposed to do. They had everything. Everything they wanted. Only thing they didn't have was a house. But from electronics to clothes, anything they asked me.
How the hell she gonna say they had everything they wanted, but they in the car, you don't have proper height where they could shower and use the bathroom. The teeth are rotted out. He covered in lice. What do you mean they had everything? See, this is the stuff that is annoying with her. Don't sit up here and put sugar on shit. They did not have everything they needed. Electronics. No, they needed a place to lie down. They needed a bed. They needed to shop. The teeth are rotten and lice. Ma'am, please. I'm sorry. Don't now. Come on now. This is taking a turn.
For my kids didn't even get whooped. I lost the one who made me a mother. I lost a 2-year-old. I'm dying inside. It hurt. Like my heart is breaking. And I have 2 more kids to live for. And I just don't know how to make it for them. It's hard when you want 2 kids back and got 2 kids. And everybody got this picture. With not knowing my heart. Everybody who around me know I love them kids before I loved myself. I gave them whatever they asked for, iPhones, tablets, clothes, shoes, anything they asked for, I got for them.
See, that's off. You got them an iPhone, but they don't have a place to live. They teeth are rotten and they cover it with lice. That don't make sense. That does not make sense.
Homeless or not, only thing we didn't have was a house. They went to school every day. They go to school in Ecorse, Michigan, because I thought DPS wasn't a good system. Like, they learn new languages out there. They know Spanish. They learn it. I haven't even got a chance to talk to my other 2 kids or see them after this happened. And everybody painting a picture that they don't even know. Y'all don't know. I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. It took my 2 kids to die for y'all to help me. It just don't work like that. And no, I don't trust, like, I trust the people that's around me now, but I don't trust Detroit. It hurt because I asked for help. And I called people out of state, Minnesota, Ohio, everywhere. It took me to lose my oldest and my youngest to get help. Living in the car.
And you talked about having asked for help. How long have you been in this situation? How long have you been living in your vehicle?
I've been homeless for a while, but I've been paying for hotels. I've been paying to stay at people's house. Recently, I got put out of a house because he don't like kids at his house. So he was putting everybody out, but they had to decide was it her daughter or me that go. And I had to go. So that's been about 3 months I've been sleeping in the car. But just like every other night, I lay them down in their spots. They got spots. I lay them down. I hold my daughter because she's spoiled. She wants to sleep on me all the time. That's my 2-year-old. So I hold her all night. It's just that night it was really cold. I was trying to warm her up and I put her in the back with the rest of the kids.
What is it you would want the public to know? So many watching.
Just to know that I love them. I tried to get help. I tried everything I could. You know, the picture people paint is not true. If they ask anybody, those kids had everything. It's not true. I loved them. They're all I had.
Yeah, Lulu, I don't know. That's the thing. Like, I feel the same way. Like, her, even though I don't like the fact that the father said, oh, well, she know my family, she could have left him. It's like, well, she called you, you should have stepped in. But I'm with you. Like, at some point, it's just, I don't know. I don't want to judge her, but I really feel like it's something about this story is not adding up to me. It's just not.
I didn't have nobody else. And my kids were like this. We were best friends. Like, to lose them 2, I can't even live for the 2 I got. It hurt. It hurt. And I got 2 other kids I got to live for. And I was telling everybody, I just want my 2 back. I tried everything. I tried. Everybody knew my situation. And now everybody want to act like, oh, now that they dead.
It may be, you know, I don't know what's happening because there's still an investigation. So they're probably going to get to the bottom of it. Maybe she just got tired and, you know, maybe she just got overwhelmed and she just didn't know what to do. But yeah, we're going to find out what really happened because it's like they were so cold. She put them in the back with all the kids. But now that we finding out that they all had that monoxide. What happened, girl? What really happened, right? Queen Sugar says, I've been without a home, so I feel empathy. I do too. I know how hard it is, but she is not prepared for parenthood. That's what I think I'm getting at. And Queen Sugar, I understand what you're saying. You've been without a home. Yeah, my family is so upped up. I've seen it in my family. I have and I talk about it a little bit sometimes. One of my cousins, actually a couple of them, 3 actually, all ended up with crazy situations. But I've seen the mental illness in my own family, and it's just that I have the empathy, but I guess I'm more for the children because the children suffer. So the ones in my family have died because I'm not going to say the parents did it, but because of the parents, because they didn't do the things that they should have done. So I look at more, if you can't raise them, if you're not mentally stable, then you got to give them up, get them help. Like Lulu says, story has too many. Yeah, it's just sad for everybody around. And I'm not looking at it like I don't have empathy for her, because I do. But I tell a story, and sometimes if I talk about it, I'll get emotional. My mom's sister, my cousin, ended up being unalived as an adult, but her whole existence was terrible when she was like 3 or 4. One of my early memories was going to her house when my cousin was 3, and she was sitting on the floor. Her mother, neglected her, and she was eating dry spaghetti noodles, right? 3 years old, and she had not been eating. And so I guess maybe she figured out a way. I don't know how the spaghetti noodles got on the floor. All we could imagine is that maybe her mom had stumbled out of the bed and gave her some dry spaghetti noodles and must have threw them on the floor for her to eat. I don't know, and of course the police came. So I experienced this and that's probably why I'm the type of mother that I am. And I only have one because I know how hard it is. I've seen it. Like, why you going to have 5 and 6 kids when you can't effing take care of the first 1 or 2? That should be enough right there. That's the stuff that pisses me off and I don't understand. So Queen Sugar, I'm with you. I get it. I have empathy for her, but I also feel like y'all got to stop. You lay with these trifling, raggedy amen. You keep having babies. It's your children that suffers. Everybody is going to look at it based on their own experiences. Lulu says, I've never been homeless, but I grew up very deprived. Yeah, I've never been homeless either. I did not grow up deprived, and mainly because my mother's life was so bad. My mother grew up deprived, and because of that, my mom was a nurse practitioner. So I grew up pretty okay, and it was because of how my mother grew up that she made sure that my life was good. But my mother's siblings, a few of them ended up okay, but some of them ended up very, very bad because of how they grew up. Just like this type of stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? Like my mother grew up in probably situation, not maybe this bad, living in a car and stuff, but pretty much, back in the day, and Black people and didn't have nothing. So I totally understand. But Queen Sugar says some people are not properly equipped to be parents. It's that I know that's the thing. I've seen it in my own face. It's like, what the hell are you doing? You not my cousin that was unalived, the one that I talk about that who was eating the noodles in the middle of the floor when she was little. She had such a rough life, y'all. She was unalived when she was 21, and when I tell you, I mean, we think that her boyfriend did it. Of course, he never got no justice. But when I say that my mother, because all her life we was always taking care of her. We would be picking her up in the middle of the night. My mother would be saying, "Girl, somebody gonna unalive you," but it was the way she was raised that she was just messed up. And after she was unalived, the only peace that we got was the fact that the generational curse ends with her. Because we knew that she was probably going to have some babies that she wasn't going to be able to take care of because her mama couldn't take care of her. It was going to be a generation, another cycle. And so as hard as it was to lose somebody like that, the tragedy of it was, well, at least she didn't bring no more children in this world to suffer. You know what I'm saying? That's the only piece that we got. But y'all, y'all, we done took a left turn. You know what? Some people be in my chat. Somebody had told me on one video, they said, you be talking too much about your own stuff. So I really need to watch that, because I be getting emotional with stuff like this. And I be understanding what people are going through. But the person told me, oh, you need to just stay on topic and just talk about the blah, 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 blah. So I do apologize, y'all. I'm going to do better about that. This is not about me. But when Queen Sugar, was saying that she understood, I mean, I understand too. This is just sad. Let me go. I'm going to go on and finish. I'm going to let her rock out. And then, I'm going to keep her in prayer. But if she did something nefarious to them kids, I'm sorry. I want her and the daddy to be in trouble. I'm sorry.
I'm supposed to get some help. I asked everybody before this happened, before we had to sleep in the car them many months, before anything. It's hard. It was just me. I didn't have no baby daddies helping. None of their daddies came around. I even asked their father. The 3 kids I did have, which was 2 that passed away. His name is. I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more. He didn't help. Nobody helped. And all of a sudden they gone. Everybody want to come around and help. It's too late. I lost 2 kids. The one that made me a mother, and the one that just, she was only 2. She didn't even get to live her life. She didn't get to do nothing. She lost her life because I had to sleep in her car.
And so now, just speaking to not just your situation, but the system.
The system needs to help these women with kids. We call y'all, we ask y'all for help. Y'all don't help. Y'all.
Okay, and let me just say this. The system does need to help, but y'all need to stop having babies by these no-count men. I'm sorry. Y'all need to stop it. Lulu says, yes, speak. It makes the life better. Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate that. Sharing experiences are part of the discussion. And Queen Sugar said 100. Yeah, I appreciate that, you guys, because, Lulu was there when I saw, Lulu, remember that one live we did? And it was loving myself. And she said something about she was by herself and I started crying. Because I'm very, Queen Sugar, like you said, you have empathy. I am an empath and I have a lot of empathy too, just based on, like I said, how my family was and everything. And so when this loving myself said she was by herself and she didn't have family and stuff, girl, we was having a ball. We was laughing and chopping it up and everything. And that was one of a good live. I mean, I got some views on that one. I started crying because I was like, what? I mean, just to hear somebody say they're alone and they don't have nobody, that touched my heart in there, because I don't like to hear stuff like that, because I know what suffering is like. But somebody was like, oh, you got to stop being like that. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let me get it together. Let me be emotionless when I talk about this stuff. But yeah, this lady right here, I understand what she's saying, but you can't have children and expect other people to raise them and take care of them for you. I mean, if you have mental issues, I always tell my daughter, if I'm not here, when I leave this world, if you ever suffering mentally, you go get yourself some help. If you have to get on medication, if you have to see a therapist, you have to do what you need to do to get your mind right, because people will drink and smoke marijuana and all this other stuff, herbal lessons, but they won't go get medicated to do things that help them be functional. You know what I'm saying? So I always tell my daughter, if something, I don't give a damn. If you have kids or whatever, your responsibility is to take care of them, and you got to get your mind right. But you cannot expect the system to give you help. You having 5, 6, 7, 11 babies with different men. The fuck you think's gonna happen? I'm gonna give you one situation, but I'm not giving you 2, 3, and 4, and 5. That's on you, boo. That's your fault. I'm sorry. And the men. The system ain't gonna, and Trump trying to take everything. What the hell you think he gonna do? Lulu says there's nothing wrong with showing emotions, weakness. Lulu says be yourself at all times. I appreciate y'all. Okay, I'm gonna get back to
Put us
her.
on that Cam. Listen, Cam don't call nobody. They don't call nobody. We keep calling. They still say it's a wait list. I'm pretty sure it's a homeless shelter out there somewhere that's open. Should nobody have to lose their kids to get help? I had to lose 2.
No.
I wouldn't wish this on nobody.
You got to be more responsible, boo. Sorry.
And I know I was hearing you're about to start a new job. You're trying to improve your situation.
I was trying. I start my new job tomorrow. I was so happy. So happy about this new job because they already had accepted me, but I declined it because of my situation. And I finally got in again. Just about to go to work. How am I supposed to work missing 2 kids? I can't get over the fact that they're gone. I can't get over the fact that I saw them laying. It hurt that I'll never hold my 2-year-old again. It hurt bad. Nobody understands. And everybody got this picture. And nobody really knew how hard I rode for them kids.
Lulu, I saw a tear just fall, so I did see a tear. Okay, she really crying now.
I just want them back.
She not getting the other ones back. They taking the kids permanently remove her. And that's another thing, you guys. They taking the other kids. There's some neglect probably with them as well.
I just want them back so bad. I say sorry because I tried everything. All they didn't have was a house. And I'm sorry for that. But I didn't have to hurt like this.
Queen Sugar, that's my point. Like, I'll be watching some of these interviews and they be like, how are you doing? Girl, let me tell you, if something happened to my, don't ask me shit. I'm sorry. I'm the wrong person to be. Don't ask me nothing. Don't talk to me. Don't interview me. Get away from me. I'm not, girl, it's going to take probably a whole year. Get the F away from me. It's nothing for me to say. I'm not talking to the public. F the public. They probably say, well, you need the public's assistance, probably from that perspective. But if something happens to mine, it's no sitting down. There's no cameras. There's no nothing. It's a wrap for me. Okay. I never understand how people do this like so soon. It's like there's really just nothing. I'm not that person. I already know. I already know, baby. Like, the questions be stupid. Well, how are you? What? How are you doing? Or how are you dealing with your loss? I want to scratch your eyes out right about now. Well, how about that? Like, it's nothing for me to say or do. I don't know. And you gonna sit there and record me crying. I want the effing break your camera. I'm not doing this. I would not. I don't care. Man, when I tell you, oh my God.
I'm so sorry. I couldn't get a house, but I asked for help. I asked everybody, even out of the state. Everybody knew. My kids' school knew I was homeless and needed help. They provided clothes and shoes and stuff. It hurt losing 2 kids in one night.
Yeah,
sure. I don't wish this on nobody. And if you can get help, please go get help. Because I don't want nobody else to go through what I'm feeling. Just wherever you can get help from. If it's not from the city, the state, no other city or state, just go. Like, you don't have to suffer. No, I'm suffering because it hurt. And I want them back and I'll never get them back. And I lost them and I asked for help. It's bad.
All I would ask is that we start talking to our young girls and we start impressing upon them. First of all, be careful who you have children with, because that will impact you for the rest of your life. It will impact your child. And we don't need to have 5 and 6 kids before we realize maybe parenthood is rough. Parenthood with one is hard. You know what I'm saying? It damn near broke me. You got to get these kids through school. I mean, you want your kids to be viable citizens. So don't just have babies for the sake of having babies, because you need a plan and you need a strategy and you need to be able to provide. Don't sit up here and start having babies by multiple men. And if if they have kids by other women, what's their track record? What's your purpose of being a mother? What are your plans? Don't just up and have children just because you want. It ain't no joke. We need to start impressing that upon our young girls. Nobody's responsible for your children but you. So be prepared that if something happens, you got to get up and hit that job every day. You got to do what's required every day. And if mentally you're not there, then that's not something you should be doing. And let's say you do it. We're not giving you a pass after 4 or 5, because you knew it was. If you didn't learn after 1 or 2, then something's wrong. I'm sorry, and society ain't gonna keep putting up with this. I'm sorry.
And then I'm supposed to appreciate the help I got now, and I can't even appreciate it because it took 2 of my kids to get it. It's not worth it. I appreciate everybody. And I want to say thank you. But right now, it's only been a day.
Still fresh.
I just want to get over them.
Queen Sugar, that's my point. Like, we as the older or more mature, like I'm an auntie, okay? I call myself the auntie age. We have to get out there and real talk to these young ladies and let them know. People be putting a fake image of, marriage is all, life is, marriage is da-da-da-da. No, all of this shit is hard. Relationships are hard. Raising children is hard. Working these corporate jobs is hard. And unless you gonna push through, and if you're not built for it, then hold off. And again, you could have 1 or 2 kids and probably make it. But when you start having 5, that's 5. My mother used to tell me before I had my daughter and I had finished college, my mother used to say, listen, don't have a whole bunch of babies, because right now you only have to make sure 1 mouth is fed and that's your own. But when you have a child, it's going to be 2 or more. It's like we have to teach them the reality. It's not cute. Having a baby before I became a mother, all I was thinking about was, Halloween outfits. I can't wait to. That was my biggest thing. I can't wait to dress her up for Halloween. Child, baby, the trick or the treat. The trick was on me, because it is a billion times more than that little cute shit people show you on the baby shower and baby's first. It's so much. It's the day-to-day grind, and people don't talk about it. And even with the marriage and relationships, they got this, he's so in love with you. They're not talking about how difficult it is to be in relationships and deal with another person's personality when you got to deal with your own mental ish, right? It's work. And we don't talk to these young girls like we should. We sit up there and sugarcoat everything like, it's work. It's deep.
And go. That's it.
You take the time you need to process. Now, the parking garage, had you been moving to various spots, or how did you, decide where you would stay?
We would stay where it was like secluded, because it would be people sweeping the thing, they would look out for us.
And she's sitting there. This interview is 13 minutes. Ain't no damn way I could sit on no chair for 13 minutes if something happened to me. I'm on the ground. Like, when things happen to me, I gotta lay down. I be on the floor, rolling off the couch. I'm not sitting in no chair for this long for no interview.
So we would stay secluded. But we weren't nowhere where we knew we weren't safe. We just made sure we parked where they felt safe. And I chose the wrong parking spot. That's just that. I chose the wrong parking spot. and I lost 2, not one in one day. And I regret having to sleep out there so bad. I tell them I'm sorry, but I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me. You know, people just didn't like too many kids at their house. They didn't. No, nobody would help me. I would keep calling Cam. I would call Detroit. I called Minnesota. I called Ohio. I called a couple cities and states and asked them if I come down there, would they be able to help me get a house? Help me do something. I said, because Detroit is not helping me. I've been on the Cam list a long time. It's no way y'all don't have a shelter available. But as soon as my kids pass, it just comes that you have a shelter available. 2 kids had to die for the Detroit to help, for the city want to help me. I asked for help. I asked everybody. 2 kids had to die for that help. That's not help. Y'all made a sacrifice for me to get help. That's not help. They should have still been here. If they would have helped me, I would have still had my kids. I don't.
Okay, you guys. So that's the end of her, and I feel what she's saying, but the problem is that no, Queen Sugar said out that coat too. I be too, girl. Who you telling? Sweating, man, sweating. I just the whole thing about her saying she needed help. I get that and stuff, but again, the bottom line, what we really need, cause see, Trump, he's taking everything away. So if they thought they wasn't getting help, then it's gonna be horrible now, right? It's gonna be really bad. And so my thing is that do not have a child or children if you think that, you never know what's going to end up in life. Anything can happen to anybody. So I'm not saying that, but we really got to change the mentality to understand it's by all means necessary that you have to be able to take care of your own. And if there's ever then don't have them. I knew that after I had the first, that stuff was harder than I ever imagined. And not hard in the sense of being a mother, but you want to be a good parent. You want your kid to have education. You want your kid to be a viable citizen. My daddy used to say, don't just drag a kid up. These kids ain't raised no more. People dragging them up. They wasn't raised, they was drug up. And so that is the part that we need to start talking about. I could see other cultures, how they raise the kid. I'm not talking about that, but just thinking you getting a baby and you raising these kids, they grow up in these gangs because it's a vicious cycle, and we can do better. We definitely can do better. My child, listen, is constantly preaching. I'm constantly on her. Don't listen. Don't bring no babies up in here and you can't take care of them. Like, that's not a flex. And I didn't get married. I wasn't married, but I had finished school. I knew I was capable. I knew I was going to do what was required to take care of my kid, even if it meant suffering of myself. You know what I'm saying? I said everything I did was a sacrifice. I was a cheer coach. I did every effing thing that I was supposed to make sure mine was good. I had a home. I rented my home out. I did not live in it. I lived with my mom, rented my own house out so I could have an income, so I could make sure my kid stayed in private school, stayed in Catholic school. Whatever I needed to do to shift my finances around to make sure the kid was good, that's what I did. And we got to start teaching our kids, flexing with the clothes. And my daughter went to Catholic school. And I remember I was at an event and I didn't have the money like some of these other. I was a working mom, of course. Her dad helped me. We I'm not saying that, but one lady was talking about she spent $1,000 on a leather cape, and I was like, damn, that's tuition. I can't do that. And you know what? It's fine. I was like, oh well. Oh well, the shit didn't bother me. It was a thought that went across my mind because I knew I'm not spending money on clothes like this because I got tuition to pay. I shopped at Walmart and Target. Do you understand? I did not give a damn. I had a job. I'm not going to my job in no $1,000 cape. For what? You working? Hell, unless I'm Whitney Houston. What am I wearing? I'm not. No. If I gotta go hit that 9 to 5, I'm saving money. My money was going to tuition. My money was going to make sure that my daughter could go to college. Okay. I knew some things was going to happen in my life. Okay. And so clothes and all that fancy ish didn't matter to me. Did not matter to me. And so as we get to as the kids get older and the script flips, mine went to a HBCU and graduated at the top of her class in computer science because I did my fucking homework. And that's all I'm saying. And it's not to bash other people and it's not to put other people down, but we can do better. I don't give a damn. You could be poor and broke. Do you guys know that they did a study and they had they looked at Asian families, and even as poor as them people were in this country, not speaking our language, still their kids was able to go to college and all those. And we know there's racism, but was still able to do good, pool their money together and all sorts of things to make it good so that their kids would have a better outcome. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. F the clothes. Oh, thank you, Queen Sugar. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I'm not saying it in a way of like I did something special. What I'm saying is there is a blueprint, there is a plan, and there's a way to do it. And it's called sacrifice. F the the Gucci shoes and the Gucci this and the Gucci that in the car and whatever. If you have children, that's your first priority. So that means you got to shop at Target. That means you got to wear the little Payless shoes or whatever. That's what you should be doing to set your kids up for success for the future. And I know Lulu's in here, and I know Lulu has a daughter, and I'm sure she did the same thing. I know, because just a lot of the people that come into the chats and stuff, we all sacrifice for our children. Queen Sugar said, yeah, we ain't doing Target no more. Listen, I used to do Walmart. Hell, I did Walmart. I did not give a dang, baby. Because I was like, why would I be dressed? I mean, there were times in my career where I had to dress a certain way when I was a legal secretary, So you have to dress a certain way. The corporate, you have to be corporate. But even then, I was getting deals and stuff. I used to spend more money before I had my daughter. But once I became a parent, my priorities shifted. And the bottom line was always to ensure that she got the best of anything. Y'all, I think we talked about this, me and Lulu. We talked about this before. When my daughter was 3 years old, our first trip was over. We went to Paris. We went to Italy and stuff. She was 3. I got her passport. I was spending money on things like that. And I wanted the imprint in her mind. I wanted to imprint in her about, it's not just about, fancy clothes. It's about travel. It's about learning. It's about expanding your knowledge, right? You have exposure. So I know, some people, they was, spending on cars and stuff, but I was spending my money on education. I spent so much money on education. $1,000 that every month, you know what I'm saying? Tuition, that's where most of my money went, or exposing the dance classes. You know what I'm saying? You have to pour into your children for a particular outcome. You can't just keep them in these environments. And also, if you are low income, this is what I'm gonna say. This is something, it worked for me. Whether you have a house or if you don't have a house, I feel like if you are in a certain area and it's a bad area or something, why would you be a single mother living in an apartment paying rent? Or if you are in that circumstance where you have to pay rent or something, why can't you get a family member or somebody, I don't know, but start making better choices where you saving money and you are either going to be buying your own ish, or you're not putting all your money into where you live, especially if it's in a bad neighborhood. I feel like you should be trying to put your kids in environments where they can grow. It was no way. My daughter has never lived in an apartment. And I'm not saying that as a knock, but it's like I just always had a vision that, okay, I want this particular lifestyle. I want my daughter to be in this kind of environment because it's going to influence her future. People think differently when you in those environments and you rubbing shoulders with people. I'm not trying to say people with money, but people who think differently. They're about education. They're forward thinking. They ain't gang banging. You have to set your kids up for success. It's your responsibility. But anyway, y'all, I have talked too long. We have taken a left turn. I'm just saying, for those of us that are here, the aunties, the women, have real conversations with young ladies. I go to schools. I haven't done it lately, but I used to go and try to get young girls to get in cybersecurity and tell them how I went from being a legal secretary and how I got into tech and how easy that phone is a microprocessor. Like your cell phone really is just a small microprocessor. And if I could do it, you could do it too, right? So we got to talk to the young ladies and tell them, keep your damn legs closed. Don't be having babies by these random men. And then if you have one or two, how much many more you need before it's a problem, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna end on that and say life is not a one size fits all. Do you, boo? Do you? And y'all, it looks like that I think the press conference is going to be coming up for Caleb, but y'all have a great day. Hopefully I'll come back. I got to go fight with these bugs in the bathroom, you guys. So I'm so scared, but I have to do it. So I got to figure out. I might have to call the front desk and have called the fire department, y'all, and ask them to come escort me. I might have to have somebody help me with my shower because I'm scared as hell. The lady told me at the front, she told me to run a whole bunch of hot water, but I'm scared if I run the hot water too long, they're going to start coming up the drain. Like, I don't know what to do. Then I was like, okay, well, because I did shower once, but I was like, maybe I could get a whole bunch of cups and get some bottles of water and splash myself. But hell, I'm going to be running around in this hot today. So I need a real shower. But yes, thank you for coming, Queen Sugar. I will see you later today on your live. I'll be over there. Girl, they say water bugs, but I say roaches. Yeah, it's some these big brown things in the bathroom. Well, I saw one, but one is enough because I bought my bed bug spray. I had everything prepared, but I didn't have roach spray. Thank you, Queen Sugar. I'll see y'all later today. Lulu, so later today, Queen Sugar, I think she's in Florida. She said water bug. Girl, I don't believe it's a water bug, but that's what they say. So we gonna stick with the water bug. But they usually go on later in the afternoon. So they be having fun over there. So maybe you can come hang out with us over there. Queen Sugar says St. Pete. Is that St. Pete, Florida? Girl, I'm not good at geography. I don't know. I've never heard of St. Pete. But and then Queen Sugar, please make sure you go check out Lulu's TikToks and her YouTube and Instagram, and just like some of her videos. Okay. I don't know about St. Pete, but I'm gonna be nosy and look it up now, right? Because I'm gonna be talking ish about St. Now I'm gonna be talking about St. Pete. Okay, I've been to Miami before, and I've been to Orlando. No, I've never been to Orlando before, but I have been to Miami before. So it's nice out here, but the food wasn't on point, But okay, you guys, y'all have a beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you later. All right, bye.